Oh, forgive me, sir, I did not hear you enter.
That's quite all right, Mr. Mundell.
Forgive me, have we met each other?
I don't believe so. You see, I'm here on behalf of a rather illustrious lady, and wish to know if you are inclined to help her out of a little pecuniary difficulty.
Oh, indeed.
I should have myself accommodated the illustrious lady with the sum that she requires, but as I could not do so without encumbering some estates, she positively forbade me to think of it.
Oh, certainly. She is a very illustrious lady, I presume?
Very illustrious, though it must be a condition of this transaction if you at all enter into it, that you are not to inquire precisely who she is, nor are you to inquire precisely who I am.
That is precisely the manner to which I am accustomed.
And it is by hearing of this very character that I stand before you today. Now, the lady has placed in my hands security to a third greater amount than she requires.
That is satisfactory. May I ask the nature of the preferred security?
Jewels.
Oh, highly satisfactory and unexceptionable security. They go into a small space and do not deteriorate in value.
And if they do, it shall be of no importance to you. The illustrious person's honor is committed to their redemption.
I thought there was but one string of jewels like this in the entire kingdom, and that those belong to the queen. Indeed. I beg your pardon, sir. How much money do you require on these pearls?
12,000 pounds is their current value if the sale of them was enforced. 8,000 are required of you on their security.
8,000 pounds is a large sum. As a matter of general principle, I lend but half the amount upon anything. But to oblige your grace and the illustrious personage, I do not hesitate for a moment, but for 1 month, to lend you the required amount.
That is satisfactory.
In what name shall I write the check to my banker?
In the name of Colonel George.
Certainly. Now, if your grace will give me an acknowledgement for the 8,000 pounds, then please to understand that at the end of 1 month, the transaction will be renewed as necessary. Then I shall present you with a check for 7,500 pounds.
Why only 7,500 when you previously mentioned 8,000?
Oh, the 500 is but my commission on the transaction. Your grace will understand that I much appreciate your grace's customs, and the fact of being able to meet your grace and aid the illustrious lady is enough to allow me to make this sacrifice. I can assure you, your grace, I could make much more money off of this if I wanted to.
Peace, peace. Give me the money. If it be not convenient at the end of a month from this time, to redeem the jewels, you will hear from me most assuredly.
Oh, certainly.
And I need scarcely urge upon you, Mr. Mundell, the propriety of keeping this affair profoundly secret.
Oh, you do not need to worry, your grace. My business is run in a way that must be discreet and cautious. Nay, not a single living soul will ever know of this transaction. I will have it forever in my resting place.
Pleasure, Mr. Mundell.
Thank you, your grace.
And he is to meet me here a second time before the hour is up. What a remarkable tale. There's another thing. Since I last met with Colonel Jeffrey, a supposition has grown stronger and stronger within me. What supposition? That this Mr. Thornhill, of whom Colonel Jeffrey spoke, was none other than Mark Ingestry himself. Indeed! Do you really think it? Consider the improbability of the story related by Thornhill. Why should Mark have given a string of pearls in the message to me, trusting to the preservation of Thornhill and assuming for some reason that he himself must fail? There is good argument in that, Joanna. And Mark told me that he meant to change his name once he went on that wild adventure to the Indian Sea, for he wished only me to know anything of him, or what had become of him. His intentions were to baffle inquiry, should it be made, particularly by Mr. Grant. Seems each moment more probable to me. Oh, that fateful string of pearls, fateful indeed. Joanna, you must perceive that all evidence you have regarding this Thornhill follows him up to that barber on Fleet Street and no farther. Does indeed. Can you imagine that there lies the mystery of his fate, and what you yourself have seen of that man, Todd? Do you think he's one to even hesitate at murder? My own thoughts have taken that awful turn, but I dreaded to pronounce the words that would embody them. Arabella, assist me with what advice you can so that I may go about on what I hope is the best prospect of success. An idea forms in my mind, a mission that with a single false step might be made frightfully dangerous. Why should I hesitate at taking such a risk who has risked so much for me. All right, here it is. Yesterday at market, I happened to pass by Todd's shop, and I noticed a newly posted placard in his window saying that he wanted a lad as an assistant in his business. Go on. It would be possible for you to accomplish the object by going disguised to the barber and accepting such a situation for a period of a few days, only in the order that the opportunity to search his house for evidence regarding the thing nearest your heart. And if at any moment, if any grave danger beset me, I need only rush into the street and claim protection from a passerby. You would go on such a mission, remembering you go with my knowledge. Consequently, I would assist you if you fail to arrive at the specified time. Thank you, dear friend. Your plan is a splendid one. But how am I to provide for myself the necessary means? Be at rest upon that score. My cousin Albert and you are as nearsighted as possible. He'll be staying with us shortly and also keep from his wardrobe a suit of clothes. That will be the answer to your purposes. That is well. And I shall question Colonel Jeffrey closely as to the personal appearance of this Mr. Thornhill, in addition to hearing if he has confirmed any suspicions. But go now, he has arrived. Come to me tomorrow, we will consult again. Colonel Jeffrey.
Please open me. Thank you for seeing me.
Of course.
I have heard nothing that can give you any satisfaction concerning the fate of Mr. Thornhill. However, I suspect that something serious must have happened to him, and that barber on Fleet Street knows something of that circumstance.
Colonel, and Mr. Thornhill, dark eyes and a medium stature.
Yes, he had such, and I think his smile was the most beautiful I ever beheld in a man.
Heaven help me!
What reason have you for asking that question?
God grant that I have not, but I feel that in Mr. Thornhill I must recognize Martin Gestry himself.
I am astonished.
It must be so. You have described him to me, and I dare not doubt it.
I cannot think, Miss Oakley, that you are correct in that supposition. There are many things which induce me to think otherwise. The first and foremost being that the ingenious character of Lieutenant Thornhill forbids the likelihood of such a thing occurring.
The proofs are too strong for me.
Miss Oakley, dim and obscure as is the hope that Martin Gestry had been picked up from the wreck, it is yet stronger than the supposition that Mr. Thornhill has escaped the murderous hands of Sweeny Todd. You have cause for great grief, but not for despair. You are young. Allow me to entertain a hope that, even if a feeling of regret may mingle with your future thoughts, time will achieve something in tempering your sorrow, and if not great happiness, you may come to know great serenity.
I will ascertain his fate, or perish.
You alarm me by those words. Let me implore you, Miss Oakley, to attempt nothing rash.
How can I endure this dreadful suspense?
It is too common an affliction on human nature, Joanna. Pardon me for addressing you thus.
It requires no excuse. I am accustomed to be so addressed by all who feel a kindly interest in me. I hope you will continue to be my friend.
Of that, Joanna, remove any doubt. Now, I may ask that I may meet you here again, so that I can tell you if I have made any discovery, and that you tell me the same.
I will come.